Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome to Cardboard Commander. My name is Jerry, and today we are on episode number 25. So it's hard to believe that I've been able to do that many episodes and that there's actually people who still watch it. So have really want to thank everybody for that as well. As you guys know, I try to keep this stream to half an hour, 45 minutes, depending on what is happening. And so I try to just keep it like that so everybody kind of knows what's going on. I do want to say that again, next I'll be traveling next week as well, but I'll be on the road and we're going to be doing that live as well. So if you are in the chat, go ahead and say something so I can pull you up. But it's been a glorious day here in Northwest Arkansas. The weather's been pretty good. So we want to say, hey, Jonathan, how are you? Thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. Anthony, always like hearing from another Arkansas person. We really like to hear about that. So let's this week we're going to talk about a couple things. We got, of course, we're going to do opening comments. We're going to talk about how Rommel got the best of me in Malta Besieged. We're going to talk about what's on the table, what we're going to be doing for some late night gaming, some YouTuber stuff that we've got going on, just a whole bunch of cool stuff that we got going on. So it's going to be a full show today. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming in. Christoph, how are you, buddy? Glad to see you. I'm really looking forward to slowing down. It looks like in the next couple of weeks, I'll be done with all my summer stuff, and we should be able to get together and maybe play a couple games and stuff. That would be great. Bert, thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. You and I are going to get together. We live too close not to, so we're gonna have to get together and do all that. But like I said, as you guys know, I try to keep this short, so we'll mosey on here. First thing we want to talk about, just some of the opening comments. I've been traveling a lot, as you guys know. I'm actually leaving again on Sunday for a couple of weeks, but I will be doing stuff from the road. I will be doing the show. In fact, next week we'll do live from the road. I'll be in Marietta, Ohio at a motorcycle rally, but I think the hotel should have good enough Wi-Fi where I can do this live. Because I want to make sure I've had a lot of people. We've had a big influx of subscribers lately for some reason. So I want to keep that going. Hey, William, how are you? St. Louis, only a couple hours down the road. And but yeah, so that's one reason I want to keep it going. Also, another reason is I'm starting to miss some wargaming. I've been gone so much over the summer that I haven't been able to play a lot. So I've been getting a lot of games in. So I want to make sure I get back in the flow of things. And I really do appreciate everything that you guys keep me going. So I really do appreciate that. Let's see what else is happening. I've got I don't have any new games on order. Well, I do, but they won't be coming out for a while. I did get like I said, Rocket Chickamauga, and I need to get that out. I need to play some Civil War stuff, so I haven't done that in a little while. I did play, man, today, folks. I played Combat Commander Pacific. I won my ladder game this week. I mean, this month as well. But next month we're playing Pacific, and so I'm not used to. I only play it a couple times a year. So today I played a practice game, and for those of you who aren't familiar, Pacific's got a whole bunch of different rules, but the game came down to the last game turn. We had a huge melee. The U.S. actually won, but just another reason I love that game. It's my favorite, and I really love playing Combat Commander. But you guys know that already, so we'll go ahead and get going here. So if you guys haven't seen, I think it's coming out Saturday. I actually lost in the last epoch of Malta Besieged. As you can see on the screen, Rommel got the best of me. He actually made it to Cairo, and you automatically lose if that's the case. But if you guys haven't seen it, go to the channel. I've got the early middle deck already up, and the late deck will go up on Saturday, so you can see what's going on there. But yeah, that's a fun game, but it is very, very hard to play. And Anthony, I appreciate you sharing my videos. I know any little bit helps. Make sure they're signing up for the Cardboard Commander Facebook group. We're getting a lot of people on there too, so really want to do that. So oh look, we got neighbors, there are guys who can play there, so you guys should hook up and get some gaming going on the table. So I have Jeff Davis on the table now, and I have to say it's on Vassal. I'm going to go ahead and play it on Vassal because there's just so many things to move around. But I do have it all set up in Vassal. I've got it ready to go, and I will start playing that. I'm going to play that in the reason I want to play it on Vassal is because I want to be able to do it in the hotel room, and I want to be able to at night be able to squeeze in some gameplay while I'm there. But I don't know if you guys have played this game, but it gets a lot of good reviews, and a lot of people seem to like it. So Jeff Davis is now on the table since Malta Bashij came off. This will be game number 8 of my Wargame 10 challenge. So also I do another. So here's my situation. I'll give you guys a little situation here that I have at the house. So what I do is I have this area here, so it's covered now, but there's a game underneath there. I'm actually, and I'll talk to you that a little bit from now. I keep it covered because my cat tries to play Godzilla over there. But this room basically is kind of it's supposed to be a dining room. We never eat here, so we made it into an office. But at night, my wife's back to school, by the way, so she's a teacher. So she's back to school. So at night, I can't be loud out here because she's trying to sleep, right? And I try to do things. So I'm doing this, I'm calling it late night on the table. And I have just taken Flashpoint South China Sea. It's kind of a lightish Twilight Struggle type game. But we'll be playing that in the other room, and I will be filming that as well. It won't be live, but I'll be filming that, and we're going to kind of learn this game together. So stay tuned for that. I'll be doing that as well. But just wanted to give you a little information about that. So Trench Raid. I don't know how many of you guys picked up this game, but it's something a little different from what I'm used to playing. But it's a kind of an RPG solo World War I game type thing. But I decided that I was going to go ahead and play a YouTuber's edition of this, I kind of like what I did for Western Front Ace. And so I picked a bunch of guys just randomly. I know Christoph is here. He's going to be my NCO. I'm going to be the officer, Stuka Joe, Nate from Board Game Bunker, Rough Swordsman, and ID Gesture, all from Tack Up will be the rifleman. Tony's Board Life will be one of the bombers. Kilroy was here will be a bomber. And Wardrobe and Ardwolf will be carriers. So this is something that I'll be having on the channel. It's a little different than what I'm used to playing, but looking forward to the narrative. It's pretty easy to play so far, what it looks like. I will have it. It's going to be set up over there, and I will be playing it and filming it. It won't be live, but you'll see. I don't know if some of you guys like watching games played live. I don't know if that's something that you'd like to watch or whatever. I don't mind doing it, but it just doesn't seem like a lot of people like watching it. And if I do it live, then if I need to get up or do something or make a mistake, I can easy edit it when I'm doing the other part. But when I'm doing it live, it's a little more difficult. So let's see, Jonathan, interested in watching, learning more about Trench Raid. Yeah, it is very unique. And I will be going over the first episode. We'll talk about the rules and how to set everything up. And we'll probably do a little bit of a turn, and then we'll keep going from there. So the campaign game is like 5 missions. I don't know if I'll play that many, but I want to get it going a little bit and try it out. So we'll be doing that. So if you guys haven't, I don't know if you guys have played Manila, the Savage Streets, or if you've played Stalingrad, uh, something Volga. I forgot what but they're Micronella games. They're a part of the Solitaire Area Movement series. They're a lot of fun. And Stuka Joe has been doing a playthrough. And as you guys know, Stuka Joe's got the way he does videos is so much fun to watch. And he's been doing a live playthrough on Manila the Savage Streets. And it really shows you how cool that game is, how tough the game is. It's very hard to win at. But it's one of my favorite games. I really like playing it. I like the way that it's different every time you play it. And Stuka Joe is doing a great job at the replay. So if you guys should, that's what I'm watching kind of now is just one of the many things on YouTube that I'm watching. But all right, so we're going to get into this week's topic. And the reason I'm doing this is when last couple of weeks, I've had some friends reach out to me and they're like, hey, we'd really like to, I think, try this out. Most of them have played like Axis and Allies and things like that. But they've been watching the channel, and so they wanted to see if we could do something. So we're going to do. I am going to be playing some games with them, but it got me thinking about what are some of the things that I like to see in an introductory war game that I like to show people and how to get them drawn into the hobby. And look, as you guys know, I love playing Squad Lead, ASL. I love playing the Seminich games. I love, the Ardennes series and Kharkov. I love those games, but they're pretty crunchy. And you don't want to just throw that at somebody when they start getting into the hobby. It's just one of those things that you might scare somebody off. So I started thinking about it, about what would get me excited about playing a game. What's up, buddy? Damn Tim, how are you? And so I took the 5 things, and maybe you guys have some others to add, but these are the top 5 things I look for when I'm introducing somebody to a game. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one of the games that I am going to introduce them to and kind of go over why I'm going to use this game. So stay tuned for that. So the first thing I talk about is low counter density, right? Is if you have a game that there's 100 counters sitting up and they're in stacks of 5, and you've got to you're using tweezers and you have to look through a whole stack of counters, that can be really intimidating for people who aren't accustomed to doing it. And so one of the first things I look for is, especially in today's games, brightly colored counters, easy to read counters, things that maybe 1 or 2 that you stack together, not a whole bunch of counters that you stack together, but just something that's pretty easy to get going, but it's not overwhelming, when you're sitting there trying to move and do all that thing. So the first thing I look for is low counter density. The next thing I look for is fast playing. So, if you sit there and you get some of the, when Christoph and I were playing Kharkov, that's not a fast playing game. We're sitting there, we're looking at rules, we're kind of analyzing what's going on. There's a lot going on. I think a new player, my whole thing is I want to get them playing and I want to get them enjoying it, right? Get them into the game. So they're not thinking about all the mechanics. They're thinking about what they're playing and just kind of getting into it. So I want something and when I say fast playing, look, it's not speed chess, right? We don't need to do all that, but something that we can sit there and play pretty quickly. We can get done in one sitting, right? So a lot of games you can't play in one sitting. I love those games, by the way. But for somebody new, I don't think it's one of the inviting things that you can do. So fast playing is one of the things I like. Easy to get started. And so what I mean about that is just setup, right? So if you sit there and if you have to, there's a lot of rules to go through. B, you got a lot of pieces to set up. The map board's huge. There's tons of player aids. Look, I love those games, but if I'm a new person, I don't want to sit there and be bogged down in all that. And I'll be honest with you, part of it, sometimes I try to set the games up before the person even gets there, but then other times I like having an easy game to set up so you can kind of show them the setup part. Now, I know a lot of you realize I love setting up a game. I always laugh when ID Jester talks about on his show about he hates setting up games. I love setting up a game. It's part of the fun for me, and but it's just one of those things that if you're a new person, you may not be. Yeah, so the Undaunted series. So I do want to. I have Undaunted, the Callisto 2020. I do need to get into that a little bit. Now that they do, I guess they have a solo thing too. I guess you can buy one of the expansion kits for that. But yeah, I wouldn't mind getting Undaunted, and I like the components. They look really, really nice. It's one of those games that's very appealing, right? Um, Another thing is easy to digest the rule book, right? So, and what I mean about that is it doesn't have to be 5 pages. You don't necessarily have to have a small rule book, but you do have to have a rule book that's easy to digest. And what I mean by that is when you're reading the rules, there should be, look, a lot of blanks. I mean, a lot of white space. There shouldn't be text piled. None of the old 1970s, 1980s Avalon Hill text on text on text. Those rule books were not easy to digest. They were laid out weird. Most of the new rule books, or most of the rule books now, are laid out pretty well. But excuse me. But yeah, just easy to digest. Is there a nice sequence of play? Is there lots of pictures? Is it easy to set up? Is there a player, where you can play examples of play? Those type of things where it's just real easy to kind of get into it, but be able to understand the rules. And that's why I like some games that get you started and then they add on extra rules. But yeah, just something that's easy to digest the rule book. This is a big one to me, right? Provides a gateway to more complex games. And the reason I say this is most people want to be challenged. And some of these introductory games, yes, they can be challenging, but there's a reason they're introductory games, right? They're pretty easy. I like the idea of providing where it gives you the concepts or the ideas of what other games might have. So, zone of control is one thing. Movement, combined arms, right? Where you have, those sorts of things. A more complex game map, more complex CRT, that sort of thing. If a game can kind of push them into that, then that makes it where they don't feel so intimidated. So when you're playing one of the games, you may say, okay, well, nah, I kind of got that down. Maybe I want more of a challenge. And folks, if you've played Axis and Allies, that's not an easy game to play, but it doesn't really get you into the mindset of playing Hex Encounter, different war game, or an area type of war game. So that's one of the things I look for in an introductory game is I want it to be a pathway, kind of a gateway to bigger and better things. So, so with that being said, there are a couple other things I probably didn't mention. I think the game has to be attractive. Those old Avalon Hill games and cheesy counters, look, we didn't know any better and we didn't care. But in today's day and age, especially younger generation, nice boards, pieces are nice. Just something that a box art is good, something to draw you into the game more than just wanting to play the game. And I really think that that's part of one of the things too. So, like I said, if you can low counter density, easy to read rule book, easy to digest, you can get into the game fast, you can set it up fast, and it provides a gateway to more complex games. To me, that's a good combination of what an introductory game should look like. So, what are your favorite introductory games? I know mine. House Divided is a great introductory game. ASL Starter Kit. If you just get Volume 1 Starter Kit, you can get into that game very, very easily. War at Sea, Victory in the Pacific. Those are great examples. Victory in the Pacific is still one of my most favorite games ever on the planet. Let me look at what else I got up there. There anything that's just easy to set up. I don't know. Yeah. So Anthony, I've never played Memoir. Well, I have played it once. Yeah, that's probably a great game to have. And I guess I don't. It's kind of funny. So after chatting with you a little bit, I've been going down that Memoir 44 rabbit hole a little bit. Man, those people are painting miniatures and they're getting these huge game. I'm not ready to do all that, but I would like to. I think I would like to get into that. So that's a great idea. Tony is playing that, but so I'm going to kind of show you what game I'm introducing my friend to. Gettysburg 77 is a great intro game, as is the old Smithsonian Battle of the Bulge. Any of those games where you play the basic rules, those things are very, very good to get people into. World War I by SPI, believe it or not, is a great, easy game to get into. So if you guys haven't noticed, I'm going to kind of go back here. And if you guys haven't noticed, there's a theme here when it comes to the backgrounds in this. Does anybody notice it? Right? It's all one game that I'm going to use to introduce people to, and that is Market Garden. So World War II Commander Volume 2. So there's actually a Battle of the Bulge Volume 1 for this, but I just got Market Garden, and I love the concept of this game. And so if you guys, now I know some people say I need to show the main screen when I'm doing this. So I'm going to take off my mug and, or I'm sorry, I kind of did that backwards. Let's go to my mug. And so again, here's the game, World War II Commander, Volume 2, Market Garden. It's by Compass Games. Very, very introductory game. Oh, the B doesn't come with that. Sorry. It's a great introductory game. The rule book. So here's the rule book. It is, let's see, we're looking at 26 pages. However, there's not that many to play to get into it. So the first thing, remember what I said about how easy the rule book would be to get into? Look at that, folks. Very easy to get into. Nice graphics. It basically starts off with a little introduction, jumps right into the game components. So then we talk about the counters. And look, one thing I love about this game is the counters. So see that counter there? You don't have to memorize a lot in this game. The first number is your strength number. So basically that's how many dice you get to roll. And and then the two little diamond numbers over there in the corner, that's what you have to roll to get a hit. So easy peasy, really easy to set up. You can learn the NATO symbols. It's, like I said, very easy to set up. It shows you everything that you need. It breaks down everything for the counters right on the first page. There's only a couple player aids, and I'll show you that here in a little bit too. But look at this. This is one of the things that's great, right? So right off the bat, it basically says, look, this is how you set up the game. Each player chooses a side. I mean, it just goes step by step on how to play the game. And there's, 8 steps, right? Really nice to just show you how to play that, right? So it's really, really very easy to play. Then next thing, nice sequence of play. So it kind of goes and just talks about the sequence of play. And the thing that's about this rule, I mean, basically time reset, you determine the weather, there's an activation reset, supply check, reinforcements, replacements, and then you play the game. Unit activation, very nice little counters. I mean, a little colorful piece here. Tells you what to do with the with activation, how time goes by, and then, like I said, the rule book. It's 16 or 23 pages, but this is what it's like. So great examples. Space control, right? How do you control a space in a game? So general movement. How do you move in the game? Two-space movement. How to do certain movements like that. When you keep going, you guys get the point. It just breaks down the game. Each little part is so easy to learn, and it just breaks it down for you so easily. Then you come down here, it breaks down combat for you. And again, in this game, you're rolling how many dice the counters tell you to roll. If you get a 5 or 6, you get a hit, depending on your type of unit. Then there's gives you outcomes, retreat options. I mean, it just breaks everything down to where you can sit there and you can explain this to somebody relatively quickly. Supply rules, 1 page, right? But that's a gateway into more games, because how many games have supply, right? So you gotta do that. Reinforcements, how many games have reinforcements? It kind of gets you into that whole mindset of doing that. And then, like I said, that's all there is to it. Little terrain chart on the back. Player's age, you're not overwhelmed by them. There's a couple German orders of play and U.S. order of play. And then here's the cool thing. Look at these counters, folks. Sorry, I haven't taken them out of the wrap yet. But those are so easy to look at. Like I said, the first number, if you look at these, say this one up here, this armor unit up there, you get 2 dice. If you're going against other armor, if you're armor, you get a red number there, and then the 2 hits, 6 and a 5. So just easy stuff to do with the counters. Very easy to play. Very easy to get into. It gives you plenty of dice. These little discs they give you to put on the board for control, and these are your little activation cubes. So again, very easy to just get on and play. They do give you some very nice little play aids that each player gets, and it basically just gives you all. And what's really cool about these player aids, there's a sequence of play, tells you how to move, tells you how to combat, and gives you supply. It's all. This is all you need to play the game, and that's one of the cool things about the game. And then, of course, the map board. They've done a great job with the map board, putting terrain on the map board. Just very easy. I'm just going to look at it like that, but very easy to get into the game and get it on the table. So this is the game that I would really recommend, or this style of game for introducing new people to the game. Quick and easy to play. There is a vassal module for it if you wanted to play online. But again, sometimes pushing cardboard's a lot of fun, right? So you want to do some of those things. On the back of the box, basically it just tells us low complexity, gives you a map scale, suitability for solitaire plays medium, so you could actually play the solitaire. So again, another great example, and this is the second game in the series. The first one is Battle of the Bulge. So really like that game for being. So let's look at what some of the Jerry Memoir 50. So you enjoyed playing it? Yeah, no, I understand that. I don't get me wrong; it looks cool. I really like the idea. I know my personality, and I'm afraid that I'd just jump down that rabbit hole and I'd just keep going. And I don't need another hobby. My wife will tell you that. So Monty's Gamble Market Garden from M&P is probably my favorite Market Garden game. And because I love those area impulse games, Monte Casino. I forgot there was a Turning Point Stalingrad. I love those games, and I would really like to play face-to-face Monty's Gamble Market Garden. That was actually on my Wargame 10, one of my Wargame 10 challenge games this year. So, folks, we're right at 29 minutes and 30 seconds. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out. Again, we're going to I'll be on the road, but I'm going to try to do this on the road. Make sure you go to YouTube at Cardboard Commander, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff for me. Go to Facebook, join the Facebook group. If you want to join the Discord, just send me a note and I'll shoot you an invite on the Discord channel. But I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are getting to play some games. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. Looks like there's about 30 people in here, so that's fantastic. Really do appreciate that. Again, give me a thumbs up. Do all that YouTube stuff, and I guess we're pretty much done here, folks. So I won't waste any more of your time. Hot Springs, Jerry. Yep, absolutely. We will get together. Thunder at Casino right now. Nice. That's That's a game. So we talked on Ardwolf, they were talking about a game that could use a second edition. I think both of Thunder at Casino and Turning Point Stalingrad could both use updates in that with newer counters and that sort of thing. The map board for Casino is really tough to watch just because of the colors and the way they do the counters and all that sort of thing. But all right, everybody, until next time, be safe, have fun. Happy wargaming, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.